Hey there, Belma from Work Bigger here, helping you do work you love that makes a difference in the world without burning out. Welcome to part 4 of how the brain impacts your burnout. Today, I'm going to do a quick recap of parts 1 to 3, and then I want to share some of the comments that you all shared on the blog because you had such great things to say about your own experiences around burnout, career goals, and what's holding you back. Also, stay tuned all the way to the end because we have a special announcement planned for you all. Now, in part 1 of this series, we talked about the number one thing that you need to do before making a career change or making a decision on your next steps. We said that it's in your best interest to make a decision when you're in the toward state, right? So the brain operates in 2 ways, the away state and the toward state. When you're in the away state, you're in a place of fight or flight, and you're experiencing emotions like frustration, anger, sadness, anything that you'd classify as negative. When you're in the toward state, however, you're in a place of possibility. And the emotions that drive the toward state are things like joy, excitement, happiness, anything that we qualify as positive emotions. You want to be in the toward state because it's in this state when we're creative, we're more collaborative, and we're likely to see new and more powerful solutions because our field of vision is broader. In the away state, our perception and field of view is a lot narrower, and ultimately we don't want to make big decisions around life or career, right? If we can't see the best possibilities for ourselves. That was part 1. In part 2, we talked about how to move into the toward state, and there are 2 ways to do that, really, to start. 1, observe your feelings, right? So next time you feel joy, just stop and observe that. Label it if you can, right? Or next time you feel sadness, just stop, right? And just take note of that. Really just spend some time observing the feelings and the emotions that you're experiencing. Second, we said to allow your feelings. Just give yourself the space to allow the feelings to move through you. Lastly, in part 3, we talked about emotional triggers. This video, we talked about the SCARF model. This video is really important because it helps you understand what is driving some of the away emotions or the toward emotions, right? Or what's putting your brain in the away state or the toward state. The SCARF model tells us that we have 5 needs in social situations. And these 5 needs, they can impact our state of being. So SCARF stands for status, certainty, autonomy, relatedness, and fairness. Make sure you go back and watch all of these 3 videos if you haven't already, because you get a lot more context on how really the brain is impacting your burnout, your decision making, your overwhelm, and your stress. Now, I want to share some of the comments that came in because it's an opportunity to go even deeper with this discussion and also bring in some of the experiences that you're all having, the readers. This is all for you, ultimately. So thank you to everyone who's been watching and who's been sharing comments. I've been reading and responding and just really, really excited to get your feedback, so keep that coming. Now, the first comment is from Leah, who says, I love this training because it is so important for people to understand that you can't make good decisions for yourself when you're in a state of lack, fear, overwhelm, sadness, burnout, etc. I was just in the middle of this myself, having to stop and pause because I had been in a away state for so long. I knew I couldn't move forward and make a real decision until I got out of it. Practicing presence, just being, helped so much, and it really brought me back to center. So thank you so much, Leah, for sharing your experience in this comment. I want to highlight something that Leah shared here, which is so important. When we're in the away state, sometimes our initial reaction is to do more, right? We're just like, I just want to do something. I want to do something. I want to get out of this state. Action, I feel, is really powerful and it's huge for getting unstuck. But sometimes really what we need is just to pause, right? And to take a break so that we can build awareness on what we're feeling, what we're experiencing, so that we could take action with clarity rather than just like plowing through and not having awareness on what we're experiencing. So thank you so much, Leah, for bringing that up, because I think it's really important what you called out. Again, the key is to take action with clarity, and the best way to do that is to sometimes just pause, allow our feelings, build self-awareness on what we're experiencing versus just, taking blind action, pushing through because we're conditioned to do so or because we think that it might lead to a different solution. All right, so our next comment is from Cheryl, and I'm going to read it right here. Cheryl says, I'm currently in an away state. I'm stuck here because of circumstances that I can't change right now. Thank you for your informative inspiration. So first, thank you again, Cheryl, so much for sharing this comment. I wanted to call this out because I know Cheryl is not alone in feeling this way. I think we've all experienced this. Circumstances, they can play a big role in driving our thoughts, how we think about a certain situation, and then ultimately how we feel, right? Which leads to the away state. I also want to add that we can't control our circumstances. Circumstances are things that are out of our control. We can't really do anything about them, right? So if you can come to terms with that circumstances are things that you cannot control, right? Maybe you can think about what you can control in this scenario, right? Which is perhaps how you view the situation or your thoughts about the situation, and even maybe what you're grateful for, if anything like that comes to mind, right? So for Cheryl and anyone else who really resonates with her comment around just having circumstances that are not ideal right now, I'd love for you to try this. Really think about what are some of the things that you can't control. If you cannot control the circumstances, can you play around with those? And let me know how that works out for you. Thanks again, Cheryl, because what you brought up is really, really important. The last comment I want to read is from Lena, and I'm going to read it right here. Lena says, hey, Belma, thanks so much for sharing this video. I love this topic, and I'm always trying to learn new techniques to get out of my burnout. I'm currently in the away state and have been for ages. I'm really looking forward to learning more on how to change this mindset to the other side so I can become more open and creative and ultimately figure out my burning career change. All right. First, I just want to commend you, Lena, because just having the awareness that you've been in the away state for a long time is really powerful. That's really the first step to making a shift, recognizing, what am I experiencing and how long has this been going on for? I think even asking yourself that question, how long have I been in the state, can kind of just snap you into a different place where you have new awareness about what's happening. And as you shared, I'm wondering if you can do a download of all of the things that are driving your away state just today, right? Just start with today or this week, make it short term, take note and see what comes up for you. And is there anything that you can start to work on immediately? All right, so that's it for the comments. Thank you again to everyone who wrote in. Keep the questions and the comments coming because I'm going to be using a lot of that to create new content for you. Also, if there's an area where you want feedback or questions on, use that. This is an opportunity. I can just provide some coaching directly on the website for you. So make sure that you always check in. So again, love to keep hearing how this resonates with you. Now, stay tuned because I have a special announcement, and also I will see you next week here again with a new video. In the meantime, let me know what has resonated with you in this four-part series. What is one insight that you've taken away from this, this whole training, and what's something that you can put into action right now? Thanks so much and stay tuned.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for sticking around. I have some updates to share about the Work Bigger community, specifically around the membership fee for anyone who has not yet applied to join. We've decided to increase pricing for Work Bigger membership from $50 a month to $97 a month. If you're currently a member or if you've already applied, this will not impact you at all. But if you're not a member and you want to lock yourself in at that $50 per month rate, keep watching because you have a few days to do so. So we launched the Work Bigger community in April of 2019. And the purpose of launching this membership offering is really to help you build the career and the life you want faster, and to do so from a place of health, consciousness, and joy, because we see that burnout is so rampant that it's really difficult to make the best career decisions, to make a career change, to move up in your career when you're operating from that place. So What you receive through membership is really learning to work through your burnout so that you can start making progress with your career. You can start taking action. We work on your confidence. So increased confidence is huge so that you can move past fear, work on your imposter syndrome, so that you can pursue that vision that you have for yourself. We also really focus on accountability and taking action on your goals so that you're not staying stuck. And then you also have a safe space to talk through your struggles every single week so that you don't feel like you're just navigating this whole career journey on your own. The other piece is you get a super powerful network of women who are like you, who are like-minded. I find that surrounding yourself with the right people is often half the battle. When you do that, you're able to make progress a lot easier because you're immersing yourself around others who are doing the same, and you're pulling on their inspiration, which is really powerful. And then also, of course, career and leadership development, career and leadership coaching to really help you reach your full potential. We really help you stretch and grow in ways that you can't do so on your own. So ultimately, through membership and through this offering, what you're getting is coaching and community in a way that's really accessible, and it's way more affordable than one-on-one coaching. So if you're not ready for one-on-one coaching, or you're not getting this type of development or leadership training at your organization, this is a great way to tap into that. I see that at organizations, coaching and leadership development is usually reserved for executives and new managers, director level, even people who've been in their job for a couple of years. They're not getting that sort of training. So this is the kind of work that we do here. So again, if you're not ready for one-on-one coaching, that feels like too much of a commitment, too intense for you, too expensive, and you're not getting any leadership training at your company, this is a perfect complement for that. So here's what you get through membership, just logistically, so that you can understand how we're set up. Each month, we get on a group coaching call to help you overcome a specific roadblock, take action, stay accountable. Our trainings cover 3 areas. First, finding your mission, right? So there's already a 5-module training in there that helps you learn about your strengths and weaknesses, your interests, your values, and then to help you develop that mission statement. The other piece is emotional and mental health. So this is really important to support with the burnout piece, and also to help you build a career that is sustainable and that you feel really good about. You're not just operating in this place of, I'm going to push through, I'm just going to focus on taking action, but you're taking blind action. The mental and the emotional piece is really, really important in helping you feel better, create a more sustainable path for yourself, and just, enjoying life, because why else are we here? And then the third piece is skills development. So that includes any trainings around learning to negotiate for more money, building creativity, learning to give feedback, having conscious conversations with your colleagues, anything that's more skills-based, we cover as well. The other thing I want to highlight, so outside of the group coaching, is the community piece. The community is critical. It's a huge part of what we focus on. And really what we're working with here is we're helping you build these life-changing connections and relationships with people who have big goals like you. So every single month, we have calls who are led by members as a way to give you more face time and to connect more deeply with each other, because the connections piece is critical, again, so that you're not seeking out opportunities. If you're in the middle of the job search, you're not just sending out your resume in a black hole. You have a community to lean on, a community with people who have shared values like you, and it just makes that networking icky feeling go away. That's not what we're doing here. So ultimately, the biggest gain is you have a coach and a community to hold your hand and to support you throughout this career journey that is full of ups and downs. There is an application because fit is really important. So here's really what we look for. We look for people who are really driven and ambitious. So you're really hungry to leverage your work to make an impact. You don't want to put on a cap on your potential. You are constantly craving growth. So if you're one of those people who's like, I need a challenge, where you're in the right place. You want to be a leader. You want to get your work out there. You're looking for more support. We want people who are going to show up, who are going to do the work, because when you succeed, the impact that you make is that much bigger, and we're really focused on the impact. Okay, this isn't just a community where you just pay a membership fee and then you just never do anything with it. We want people who are going to show up, who are going to do the work, who are committed to growth. And then you're a giver. So this is really important because we are a tight-knit community. So we look for givers because that impacts the community overall, right? We're focused on lifting each other up, on supporting each other, and the more givers that we have in the community, the more valuable experience it is for everyone involved. So that's a super important quality. Some of the struggles you may be experiencing, I want to talk about those now because I also want to make sure that we're a good fit for you, right? This is a two-way partnership. You may be feeling super burned out, which keeps you from taking action. Or you've hit a roadblock in your career and you're not really sure where to go next. You have this voice inside you that's pushing you to do bigger work, but it's really hard to follow that on your own for whatever reason. You're not alone in that. So if those resonate with you, those should be an indicator too if we're a good fit for you, since that's what we cover. We've worked with some incredible mission-driven women, and I'm going to share some examples, just some of the success stories that we've experienced here at Work Bigger. We have Stephanie, who, after joining Work Bigger, she launched a nonprofit called Dogs on the Run, which is an incredible nonprofit that supports rescues. And she also quit her full-time job to pursue consulting. So she's working on her own consulting business now. Another member, Rachel, negotiated a 14% salary increase, and she also, when she was negotiating this new opportunity, she negotiated the role itself to expand it essentially so that it aligns with her skill set. And she's now taking the skills and applying it to other opportunities as well. So the skills you learn here are lifelong. It's things that we don't learn in school, things that we don't often learn at work, unless we have that kind of training. And this is what I see is happening with Work Bigger members. Madeline is another member. She was struggling with a job search, specifically around interviewing. And after she worked as one of our coaches, she got a job offer on the spot. So I'm super, super proud of that and really proud of her. And also Alexandra is another member who is a big achiever. So she's super driven, really ambitious, tends to burn out. She came to Work Bigger to find a new job, but what she really realized was that she was really looking to find herself. And after a lot of the work that we did together, she is now pursuing her work from a place of health and is really making a much greater impact in the workplace. But even more importantly, she's healthy and focusing on self-care. And every time I see her progress and the shifts she's made, it just makes me really proud because she's not, coming from that place of burnout and just needing to push really hard to find success. She's doing both, which is awesome. So these stories are just the beginning. And I want to highlight that Work Bigger, it's not just about the work. It's about doing the work that's an expression of you. That's really why we're here. Doing the work that's an expression of you and doing so from a place of health so that you don't feel like crap, so that you feel healthy and you can actually enjoy life and can better integrate work and life. And I want to say doing work you love is not about having a great resume and a cover letter. All that stuff is important, but it's really about figuring out who you are, who you want, and then overcoming the resistance to get there. Okay, the resistance is a huge piece. It's what keeps us stuck in inaction. So that's what we do here. So we're going to continue growing this community and our coaching offerings and curating it with members who want to show up and make a difference. And I'm so excited for that. And increasing the price is a big part of that because we're looking for members who are committed. Okay, so if you've been curious about joining as a member and you're ready to do so now, you can apply at www.workbigger.co/join-us or go to workbigger.co and just go to join us and you'll get more information there. If you apply before or by August 19th at midnight, you'll be locked in at that $50 a month rate. We're changing the rates on August 20th, right? That's when all price changes are effective. We're going to review your application at the end of September. So this will be for October enrollment, but you would be locking yourself in at that $50 a month rate now. Okay, and then we're going to open enrollment again in a few weeks, but it's going to be at that $97 per month fee. So again, apply by August 19th at midnight to lock yourself in at the $50 per month rate. Make sure that you spend some time filling out your application. That's really important. We definitely look at all of that closely. And yeah, I look forward to reviewing your application. If you have any questions, just feel free to shoot me an email. I'm at b@workbigger.co. and I'm around. I'm happy to answer any questions about membership. All right, thank you so much again for watching, for sticking around, and I look forward to hearing from you. All right, bye.